Tonight's athletic administration includes Crawfordsville High School Director of Athletics Bryce Barton, Crawfordsville High School Principal Jay Strickland, and Crawfordsville High School Assistant Principal Mark Melton.
Good evening from Crawfordsville High School. I am James Murphy along with Cody Emerson as we are here for week 2 home games for Friday Night Lights for the Crawfordsville Athenians. We face off against the Danville Warriors who come in 2-1 while the Crawfordsville Athenians come in 0-3 after a rough 12-42 loss last week against the Western Boone Stars. Danville does come in as one of the stronger teams in the conference, and Athenians a bit more towards the bottom. So, I mean, we'll see what the Athenians can do tonight in order to try to keep it as close as possible.
Yeah, James, you see Danville warming up. You see them bring their 90-plus guys. I mean, they've got a junior on the offensive and defensive line already committed to IU. It's easy to get intimidated, but, I mean, you're Crawfordsville, you're playing at home, and you're probably placing with house money as well, too, so anything can happen. I mean, you don't go out, you play loose, you play, I've been able to talk with Coach Clark earlier this week, and he said that's really what they're going to try and come out and do is just play loose, try and have a little more fun, and because what's really plagued them the last couple of weeks is they've gotten down early second quarter and mid to second quarter. They've been able to put together some. They've been able to put some points on the board, get some stops on defense, and they've had some momentum. But it's about putting. He also says there's no easy game in the Sagamore Conference, so it's going to be another challenge. Every game that Crawfordsville plays in the Sagamore Conference is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see a few playmakers in this game, especially from Crawfordsville. At least the main one, all eyes are on Ethan McLemore, the senior wide receiver for the Athenians. Comes in with 20 receptions and 315 yards, which is by far the most out of anybody in this game. But Danville a lot more well-rounded in their receiving with 3 players with 100 receiving yards, while Athenians only having Ethan McLemore. Danville having Jace Scrafton, who is 6'5", 215, who I believe is also one of their tight ends, does do a lot of blocking for them, which is going to be difficult for the Athenians. We have Teak Tanksley.
That's quite a name. If we're talking about all-conference football names, just in terms of names, that's one heck of a name.
Yeah, he comes in with 124, and then Caden Collins leads this Danville team in receiving yards with 144 yards.
Yeah, and you talk about Ethan for the Athenians. He's proven in the first few weeks. He's not only obviously probably Crawfordsville's best player, as Crawfordsville tries to get the ball in his hands any way they can. He's also probably one of the best wide receivers in the entire Sagamore Conference, and people don't, I think, realize that because they see Crawfordsville as they see their record, they see the kind of how bad they're getting beat the first couple weeks, and they're like, they don't have any talent. That couldn't be further from the truth. Ethan is, when you're already at over 300 receiving yards, you're averaging over 100 yards a game, you're a special player. So, and it's the goal for Crawfordsville is to get the ball in his hands any way they can.
Yeah, I mean, the Athenians and the Warriors having very similar passing yards, but one thing that the Warriors do have higher in is especially the running yards. It is actually sophomore Ethan Wooten who leads the Danville team in rushing yards with 200 already. And it's even Sean Robinson, senior, who also has 194 to add to the total. And with all of their rushers, they're at 362, while the Athenians only at 218. And I believe the Athenians are also out their running back, I believe, which is Anthony Lee. I don't know. I know he's not in on the defensive side. I don't believe he's on the offensive side as well.
Yeah, I mean, running the ball, that's kind of been, like you said, James, that's been the struggle. And honestly, what's been the most effective ground game for Crawfordsville, they've used short, quick, I know it didn't go in the stat book as a run, but short, quick passes. If you gain 3-4 yards there, and that's going to be a key for Crawfordsville, they've got to stay ahead of the chains. They can't fall into 2nd and 15, 3rd and 15, all those kind of situations if they want to be successful.
Yes, it will be Dylan Wolcott kicking off for the Athenians. Last week in the kickoff, the Stars took it back almost all the way before Wolcott threw out a slide tackle, which I don't believe is legal, but that is how he brought down the returner. But it is Teak Tanksley who is the returner. It's a low kick. It's muffed from number 5, Chase Denton, and he steps out of bounds as he gets a hold of the ball.
Yeah, so Danville will start about their 23.
Yeah, and on the helm for the Warriors, it is junior Connor Soper at quarterback for the Warriors. I think we'll see early on probably decent amount of running for the Warriors. As Athenians also do struggle to stop the run.
Yeah, Danville coming on that pistol. Taking a shot early.
Pass, looking for Teak Tanksley, who gets in, brings it down.
Wow, first play.
Opposing 48-yard line, or 47.
Yeah, so
Big first play.
27, 31-yard pass
Immediately
on
for
the
the Warriors.
first play of the ball game. Yeah, Soper took over the quarterbacking duties late last year for the Warriors and has been the starter ever since.
So it'll be a run from, I believe that is Ethan Wooten. Picks up about 14 on the play.
Carried by number 25, Ethan Wooten, good for a first down.
Yeah, and 2 plays, 2 first downs for the Warriors. And Warriors had a little bit of a down year last year, but now Danville's always been one of those top teams in the Sagamore Conference, and they look that way
It's
again.
another run to Wooten. It's on the inside, but it's brought down early on after a few yards. Brought down by number 60, Keegan Kokel. Gets about 5 on the play.
Keegan Kokel on the tackle for your Athenians.
And that's going to be the struggle for Crawford on both sides of the football. Danville's obviously way bigger up front. They're probably going to get a lot of push with that offensive line. And it's going to be up to Crawfordsville to try and limit the big plays.
It's another pass to Tanksley. Bobbles it, goes down the sideline, and is first stopped by Ashton Wilson before getting pushed out of bounds from a few more Athenians. But that will be enough for another Warrior first down.
Ashton Wilson on the tackle for your Athenians. Pass is good for a first down. Brings up a 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line.
Soper again with Wooten behind. Will be a run to Wooten, but it stops in the backfield.
There's a good stop.
Surface and Kokel. Surface coming down from the linebacker position.
No gain.
And no gain for Wooten there. And that's what Crawfordsville's going to have to do more of those.
Surface and Kokel for your Athenians.
As Colton Mosley checks in for Wooten as the running back. Will be a pass. It's for number 4, Scrafton, who fights through, gets a few more yards. Just dragging defenders on his way.
Pass complete to number 4, Chase Scrafton. Good for another Warrior first down.
It's about 16 on the play.
Yeah, and Scrafton comes into the game 6'5", 215. That's the definition of a big body wide receiver. And you saw just Took about 3 or 4 different Crawfordsville defenders to try and bring him down.
So it'll be Wooten taking it to the outside. Gets in, and he's going to bring it down. Going to bring it in for a Warrior touchdown. Only a few minutes in, and the Warriors already take it all the way down the field for a touchdown.
And
that will be Dylan Simmons kicking for the Warriors. That'll be straight through the uprights as the Warriors take an early 7-0 lead.
Danville 7.
yeah, now it's up to Crawfordsville's offense. Got to be able to respond somewhat. You at least want a positive first drive. You don't want to go 3 and out and put that defense right back out there.
Don't believe the Athenians have scored on the first drive in any of their 3 games so far this season. But, I mean, maybe today's a new day, as it is Ronco and Macklemore who will be returning. Last week against the Stars, Stars avoided Macklemore on every single return, not giving him any opportunities.
And number 8, Ethan McLemore.
It is again Dylan Simmons kicking off
Simmons to kick
for the
off
Warriors.
For the Warriors.
It's a short kick.
Okay.
Come down to number 80, which we do not have a name for.
The return by number 80, Ryder Cummings. For
Be Ryder Cummings, the freshman who gets the return. Athenians with very good field positioning, about the 41-yard line. See what quarterback Caden Patton can do coming into this game with 544 yards over his 3 games, averaging 13.5 yards per reception.
And got some movement early. I think this can be a false start on Crawfordsville.
Yep, and it will be early false start.
Oh, no. No, they're going to say Danville moved. Okay. Okay. So, right off the bat.
Dane's getting free yardage.
Yep, yeah, and that's something you got to take advantage of if you're Crawfordsville. Danville commits any mistakes, gives you any opportunities. Athenians now with a very manageable 1st and 5.
First, we have pass out to Sam Manette. Gets about 7 on the play. Great start for the Athenians.
And of Crawfordsville's first play, they pick up a 1st down.
They're on their own 49-yard line.
Gain of 8.
Tackle by number 7, Sutton Fullwider for the Warriors.
Keeping tabs on some other Sagamore Conference games. Southmont and Frankfort Mounties are already up on the Hot Dogs 7-0.
This Patton looks short pass to Shrout. He gets about 9.
We're going to say he's right at the... They might give him a 1st down here.
So it did look a bit short early on, but they are giving him a very generous spot.
Trout got 9 3/4.
To be a 2nd and inches for the Athenians.
And that's what you got to do, just short, quick passes. You don't have to try anything deep. That's a good way to move the ball.
To be a toss out to Heights. He'll be brought down early, and he's actually going to lose about half of a yard, and now it will be a actual 3rd and 1.
No gain brings up a 3rd and 1 for Crawfordsville.
3rd and 1 early on. See, I know Coach Clark likes a lot of QB sneaks in these situations. As Patton rolls out, gonna throw one. McLemore just does enough to not
And
allow the
McLemore,
interception.
yeah, McLemore basically had to play defensive back at that point.
McLemore falls incomplete.
The Athenians will go for it, 4th and down.
Yeah, just all you need is a yard here. I expect maybe just a quick pass over to maybe Manette or McLemore. McLemore lined up over here in the slot.
Or a quick inside run. As it will be Patton with the QB sneak, and he's going to get enough. Be about 2-3 yard gain. For the Athenians, that will be enough for a 1st down. As I did mention earlier, Athenians do love a QB sneak on short yardage gains.
Yep, gain of 2.
Allowing that running back to go and be an extra blocker, carve out a path for the Athenians. So that they are on the Warrior 39. Could be a
That one was dangerous. That one could have
pass to
passed.
Shrout.
Patton's pass intended for number 17, Jordan Shrout, incomplete.
Patton's eyes were completely locked on that left side of the field. You can imagine the defensive back was ready for that pass to be made to that side. Two running backs, its heights and surface in the backfield. Be another close interception. Patton can't find Manette.
Brings up a 3rd and 10 for your Athenians.
Yeah, but Patton's just a little out in front here on his throws. He's trying to lead the receiver just a bit too much, and on those slants, you got to just be pinpoint precise.
Yeah, luckily that defender was playing Manette more than he was playing the ball, because he went actually an early timeout for the Athenians, 3rd and 10.
And Coach Clark wants to make sure they get the right call here. After completing his first 2 for 8 and 9, Patton's missed on his last 3. But Crawfordsville already with 2 first downs. And I know you want to continue to move the ball and hopefully answer Danville's touchdown. But at bare minimum here for the Athenians, you flipped field position, and you're probably, if you do punt, going to have to make Danville drive the length of the field.
See if the Athenian defense can adjust, as last time just was a bit almost too easy for the Warriors. Athenians definitely want to move the chains, because from here it's still too far for a field goal. They are in need of getting a bit closer, so they're on the 39-yard line still. Would be about a 56-yard field goal, which I don't believe any of the Athenian kickers
I don't think
have.
any high school kicker in the country might be able to make a 56-yarder. That's hard for an NFL kicker. Here we go. Let's see what the Athenians have on 3rd down.
Athenians going to go to Sam.
Wide
open. Cuts outside.
Go down. There you go.
Another great reception as the Athenian offense firing on all cylinders early in this game.
Gain of about, they're going to say at the 21, so gain of 18.
A defensive breakdown from the Warriors. Just Manette was left wide open in the seam. Nobody within 5-10 yards.
Good opening drive here for Croft. Already 3 first downs. Drive that started on their own 36-yard line. And they're a yard away from the red zone.
Patton tries going for
And that's a drive
McLemore,
killer.
and it is picked off by number 34, Stephen Webb. Bounces out of the hands of McLemore into the hands of Webb. As what a rough break for the Athenians on a great drive. Goes straight to the other team.
That's one that Patton tried to laser in there and kind of just bounced off McLemore's hands. I don't think he was ready for that quite hard of a throw.
Yeah, there are about 3 defenders on McLemore. A little surprising that he went for it, but McLemore is, his best target, so it does make sense why he feels safe with him.
And that's got to feel like a gut punch. If you're...
The end around going to Collins. Gets about 12 on the play. It was moved over to Wooten, who flipped it back to Collins. Took it for about 12 yards.
Yeah, a little bit of trickery there for the Warriors on the first play, and was able to get them already their 5th first down of the ball game. Had 4 on that opening touchdown drive.
As they finally get pressure on, gets tipped. And the Athenians, they cannot find the interception.
Yeah, that's Crawfordsville able to do a good job of getting pressure.
Something that we don't see a whole lot from the Athenians. As Soper actually looks like he's going out with an injury.
Yeah, and so now with Soper out of the game, going to turn to number, let's see.
3, I believe that is, freshman Carter Ward.
Okay, Carter Ward.
He's in at 5'11". Looks a little bit small, but that's just because the Danville team is just so tall all around.
Good point there, James.
To be a run to Robinson. Good stop by Surface. As the really one of the defensive leaders on this team. Still a sophomore, but being that main linebacker role, and he's forced to step up. It's the play caller, I believe.
Yeah, gain of 3. So, and obviously this changes things if you're Danville, bringing in a freshman quarterback.
The 3rd and 7 for the Warriors. Wooten is in the backfield. He'll roll out to his right.
Good pass breakup
from Jordan Shrout. Gets it before Collins. Able to come up with it.
And Crawfordsville showing Coach Clark down there fired up. Went over and made sure to give Shrout his props after the pass breakup.
And Collins, the leading wide receiver for this team, will be punting. And it is, of course, McLemore back to receive. Athenians with a huge momentum boost. Momentum shift, doing great on offense. As you said, got that gut punch, but back on defense made a great stop.
Right, defense able to hold. And
Collins trying to go on his own.
Okay.
Little punt towards the end.
I'm about to say, where are they going to... They're going to say it went out about the 36.
So again, the Athenians on the exact same yard line that they were on their first drive. It really looks like the Warriors are just trying everything in their power to keep it out of McLemore's hands.
I don't blame them. So yeah, like you said, James, both Crawfordsville drives have started on their 36. Don't know if that was a designed fake or not, but they didn't punt it right away, obviously, and here comes the Athenian offense.
Be a toss to Surface outside, and he is stopped 5 yards. 5 yards on the backfield.
That was, let's see, who on the tackle. I think number 28, I thought I saw.
Number 13, Carter Pruitt on the tackle.
Carter Pruitt, number 13 for the Warriors.
Loss of 5.
So 2nd and 15. Athenians again, nobody in the backfield, which is where the Athenians seem to have the most success on the offensive side of the ball. And another jump from the Warriors.
Yep.
Yes, the Athenians will have a 2nd and 10. Helps a lot.
Well, that basically takes away that negative run play.
That ball is spotted perfectly where it was originally.
And Lebanon also just jumped out to a 7-0 lead over North Montgomery.
Patton, nowhere really to go, and another interception. This time Pruitt picks it off. Patton, pressure in his face, tried looking for Wilson, but well covered from the Warriors. That'll be a 2nd interception in this first quarter.
That's where if you're Patton, you just I'd honestly rather probably take the intentional grounding penalty. I would chuck that as far out of bounds as I could. He's tried to... First one, threw it a little too hard to McLemore, and this one he just tried to extend the play and force a throw that just wasn't there.
A run to Robinson. He's going to cut up the inside. This through gets a nice, about 9-yard gain, just a yard short of the first down. Seems like maybe the Warriors are going to switch up their play call and start running the ball more with their freshman quarterback now.
Yeah, I would imagine that would be the plan.
Danville.
Robinson still in the backfield. This time will be a toss to Lewin. You know, they're about 4 or 5 yard gain for the Warriors. Exact same motions, exact same formation from the Warriors. Except this time, instead of handing it off to Robinson, they toss it over to Lewin.
At the 23-yard line.
And wait, stoppage?
Clearly it was a false start. No.
Lined up in the neutral zone.
Lined up in the neutral zone. There we go. Okay, so Danville, that's already their third penalty.
Normally you don't see neutral zone infractions on the offense. More regularly seen on the defensive side of the ball, which is why I was a bit confused with the motions of the referee.
You're asking a lot of your defense to go out there once again and get another stop.
So Robinson again is going to kick it outside. Gets through a few tackles.
Just can't bring him down, but took about 2 or 3 Crawfordsville players to finally do it. But at the very end of the day, Robinson
really got about 2-3 yards.
Yeah, not much at all. Ran probably 10-12 yards to only get 3. Did a lot of running left to his right and then try to cut back left, and by that time the Athenian defense was able to collapse on him. 2nd and 12.
This time Ward in the shotgun formation. He'll step back. Picked off. I believe that's Tucker Pastore. Gets the interception.
Okay. Well,
Pass intercepted by Pastore for your Athenians. First and 10, Crawfordsville. The ball's at the 35-yard line.
Pastore got the interception, but didn't turn on the wheels fast enough to take that down the sideline.
hey, he's a big boy. He's probably not used to turning on the wheels a whole lot.
I mean, he is still amped on the sideline. So this whole Athenian team is, again, another big momentum shift. See what the Athenians can do this time. They run to Heights. Able to get about a yard. Was made contact in the backfield, but able to just kind of push through. Maybe got a yard or really not much gain whatsoever.
Well, we've already, not something I thought we might have in this game, James. We've had 3 interceptions in the first quarter.
Don't imagine we'll see much passing from the Warriors for the rest of this one with how it's gone so far with freshman quarterback. As Patton steps back, rolls out to his right, gonna force one again, and
well, that was more
a little nerve-wracking. Does throw it out of bounds, throwing away, but did get a little close as Eli Exline, the defender for Danville, almost was able to get to that ball. As Athenians face with a 3rd and 9 situation after a great momentum shift, you'd hope that the Athenians can get the first down. It's Patton again.
Taking a shot.
Deep ball to Wilson. Wilson went for the jump ball, but ball thrown farther than the Wilson and the defender really expected.
Brings up a 4th and 9 for your Athenians.
As Athenians will punt, and it is Jane Leap, freshman, who is the punter for the Athenians. Sleep with a nice kick.
That is a nice kick. Just got to make the tackle. There you go.
Great tackle from Jordan Shrout. Got down there early.
Shrout on the stop for your Athenians.
As I previously said on the Athenians drive, I really don't expect a lot of passing from the Danville offenses. I mean, they run the ball so efficiently, and the last 2 drives with Wade at quarterback, passing the ball, they've gone 3 and out, and an interception that Pastori is able to bring down.
Yeah, you've got to credit the Crawfordsville defense after their first drive of the game on
And
how well they played.
Robinson again,
I say
up
that.
the inside. He's going to keep breaking tackles. Seems like every time you like to credit the Athenians,
I'll be
it
quiet.
seems to go the opposite way.
I'll be quiet now. Yeah, that's a big run.
For the Warriors. Tackle made by number 17, Shrout.
Robinson does come in at 5'11", 200 pounds. So very much not an easy guy to bring down whatsoever.
Yeah, run of 29 there.
Robinson looks like he's catching his breath in the backfield. As slow snap as Woon gets it, brings it out to the outside, finds a nice gap.
Gonna be close.
But it gets about 9,
yard.
a yard short.
Wooten on the carry for the Warriors. Brings up a 2nd and 2, Danville.
As Robinson gets it, cuts out to the left side. Will break it outside. Breaks the tackle from Shroud, and he'll just take it out of bounds after getting the first down.
Shrout on the tackle for your
And he is going to come off the field. Probably a little winded after all of those runs.
Robinson. Good for a Warrior first down.
An official timeout. Yeah, Robinson a 5-yard gain. Now we're looking to be back in action.
It's another run. Woon up the inside. Good tackle. And Pastori goes down with an injury.
Tackle made by
Yeah.
Landed weird.
Yeah, and that doesn't look... Yeah, they're ordering both teams back to their bench. That was a run of 5 by Wooten.
Pastori did look like he made contact with one of the other linebackers. Can't remember who got the tackle, but as tackle was being made, Pastori did kind of fall backwards over him.
And after one full quarter of play and another Sagamore Conference game, which featured one of our county teams, Lebanon leads North Montgomery 7-0. Last update I had from South and Frankfort was 7-0 Mounties. And another key Sagamore, the 4th and final Sagamore Conference game other than ours, and it's another big one. Tri-West and Western Boone. Let's see if I can find maybe a score on that one. I know Weibo TV is broadcasting that game.
Tonight's athletic training services are provided by Hendricks Regional Health under the direction of Doug Horton and Allie Thomason. Crawfordsville student athletes are unstoppable. They show up to games and with drive, commitment, and heart. When setbacks occur, they deserve unstoppable care from Hendricks Regional Health. Learn more at hendricks.org/orthopedics.
As Tucker
Attention fans,
does make it to his feet.
Seeking officials for all sports. Get back in the game, earn some extra money, and make a positive impact on the lives of our youth through sport. If you or someone you know is interested in becoming a licensed referee or official, text official to 317-943-9030. That is official at 317.
And it looks like it's going to be near the end of the first quarter. Western Boone 7 and Tri-West 6. That's a big Sagamore Conference game, and here you hope the best for Pastor. I can't even doesn't look like you can put weight on that right leg. And as he's being helped off by Coach Clark and athletic trainer Doug Horton, I think we're about to get back to action here.
Other than that being a rough loss, just having a player injured, it's also rough for the Athenians. This Ward will throw a touchdown to Trey Ross, 6'5", 225, another big body receiver. So he brings up the lead to 13. As what I was saying is Tucker is filling in at linebacker for the injured Anthony Lee. And with Pastori also being injured, that brings in a third-string linebacker.
Yeah, that goes down.
Simmons to attempt the point after for Danville.
As Simmons, who put it through the uprights once again. He will extend the lead, 14-0.
Danville 14.
And only got about 17.5 seconds left here in the opening quarter.
I mean, truly, the Athenians have actually played a very solid quarter. I mean, great defense. Something that, I really wasn't expecting. I mean, I think a lot were expecting this to be not as close of a game. I mean, I know the injury to Soper did help out the Athenians. But, I mean, first drive, Athenians' offense looked amazing before the heartbreaking interception.
Yeah, you've just given your defense too short. At least on that last possession, you gave your defense just too short of a field. I mean, or no, the 3 and out, excuse me. That you've past couple times you've been giving your defense just too short of a field, and they've had to go right back out there after getting a stop. They've asked a lot of their defense early on. Offense has got to do a little bit better job of helping them out.
Yeah, another short kick.
Just keeping it out of Macklemore.
Gonna get it. See, spins through, tries getting through, but doesn't gain many yards.
Trout on the return for your Athenians.
It's just some county news. The Chargers do score.
I did see
Now
that.
lead 8-7 over Lebanon.
Yep, Boston Salk with a 4-yard touchdown run for the Chargers. That's a big Sagamore Conference game. North Montgomery obviously coming off the big win against Southmont last week. And now look to start 2-0 in Sagamore Conference play.
It's Patton, the QB designed run, and he is brought down 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
That'll be the end of the first quarter.
That is the end of the first quarter. Warriors 14, Athenians nothing. as the Chargers with another
They were
big moment as
Yeah, Lebanon fumbled the kickoff, and North Montgomery recovered it. Chargers have not started 2-0 in Sagamore Conference play since 2015. They have a prime chance to do just that tonight.
against a good Lebanon team.
And for those, if you want to kind of watch on YouTube here, then have your radio dials tuned in to 103.9 WIMC. Our Crawfordsville radio stations are broadcasting that game live. We're having a penalty. Let's see what it is. False start against the
on the
Athenians.
offense.
False start, Crawfordsville.
The Athenians' first penalty of the game. But that puts them...
A
Second and 18.
Yeah, you had the negative run to start on the last play of the quarter, and now you have a false start, and that immediately puts you in a not so favorable spot.
Patton
And Patton
again.
almost threw his third interception.
Definitely looking for Macklemore. I don't believe Macklemore has any receptions so far in this game.
Nope.
Danville doing a great job of eliminating the Athenians' star playmaker.
Yeah, and I mean, and at this point in the year, and you have film on what teams like to do. Teams like, they saw what Ethan McLemore did the first couple weeks, and teams are going to probably potentially double him and try and take him out of the game the best they can.
Patton
Gets
getting
sacked.
nothing, and he's going to try throwing it away. Probably not one that he even needs to, because
You've got to.
only Warrior players are there, and that could have, if he doesn't throw that well, it could be an interception, even worse, a pick six.
Yeah.
Almost threw it backwards, too. Almost looked like it could have been a fumble. As Jaden Leap again punting, and Sun Fullwider is the one back to receive the kick.
Yeah, Patton, like I said, completed his first two passes. He's now just 3 of 12.
Yeah, with no surprises, back deep is a 6'3", 185 returner. Another
Good punt.
large returner.
It takes a Danville bounce a little bit.
Yeah, as Danville will take over at the Athenian 45-yard line. Great field positioning for Danville.
And looks like, yep, Ward is still out there.
Is Robinson again as the running back. As Ward
Thought about a long
doesn't have many
shot.
options, so he's just going to throw it out.
Guess they're going to say, well, yeah, he was out of the tackle box probably. Ward, since he has come into the game, is 0 of 3 with an interception. Like you said, James, it's Danville, when they've had successes, went to the ground game. Let's see if they do it here on the second down play.
Is Woon, I believe, this time running the ball? And he will get it about 11, 12 yards.
I'm sorry. Ward is not 0 of 3. He threw that touchdown pass. I just wrote it down wrong.
So Nettie is 1 for 4. Then
1
I
for
believe,
4, yes.
with an interception, 2 incompletions, and then his touchdown. So not the greatest numbers, but only one of them shows up on the scoreboard, which I think Danville, that is probably what they care the most about as of now.
Yeah, it's all, some wins might be ugly. And
Woon breaks 3 and
shoestring tackle.
by Surface, who just stops Woon after he breaks free. He is limping a little bit.
For your Athenians. Brings up a 1st and 10. The ball's on the 11-yard line.
Wooten with runs of 11 and 23 in the last 2 plays. I imagine they're giving it right back to him. And they do.
You would be correct. He bounces it,
Oh,
and that'll be
that
another
touch.
touchdown for the Danville Warriors. This Warriors trying to heat up on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, especially just by running the ball.
'89, Dylan Simmons in for the point after attempt for Danville.
Simmons looks to go 3 for 3, and he
does.
will. As the lead now is extended to 21. Danville
21.
with 21. The Athenians still yet to score.
Yeah, this is usually the area of the game the last few weeks where we've seen Crawfordsville start to put some things together. I mean, unfortunately, you spotted Danville 21 points, but they moved the ball on the first drive, just threw an interception.
I mean, Athenians have been able to move the ball without getting it to McLemore once.
Bronco and McLemore back deep to receive.
Yeah, you've got to... Just got to hope that you can sustain a drive, and, I mean, you've thrown... Those 2 interceptions were drive killers. Especially the one deep in when you were, just on the precipice of the red zone.
Yeah, that one was, I mean, still a bit unlucky. Not the greatest decision of a throw, but lucky bounce to go straight into the defender's hands. The other one just not a great decision from Patton, trying to force a bit just too much.
And maybe we see some more short passes, some more screens like we saw the first 2 plays, just to kind of get Patton into more of a just rhythm.
This kick will be to Shrout once again.
Keeping it away from McLemore.
So he spins through. Just through a tackle, and he'll gain about 5-10 yards on his return.
Yeah, put the ball, they're going to say right at, are they marking it right at the 30? They are. And Tri-West just went up 12-7 on Western Boone.
Be a run to Heights, and again, Athenian run game just not
That's-
going anywhere.
Well, you just got to have better up. I know it's kind of being an old record, but you've got to have better play from your offensive line if you want to get a good run game going.
Yeah, and especially against a team like Danville,
Right,
who,
exactly.
I mean, are just a very big team. As the Athenians just lack size in, as we call the trenches. Danville does not struggle with that.
Oh,
Looking for Manette. Maybe had him back shoulder, but pass overthrown, looking for Manette. So it was a safety closing in on that.
Once again, I hate to say I'm beating a dead record, but that's now 3 slap pens missed on his last 7. Wasn't a bad idea. If the play developed maybe a bit more, Manette might have been able to separate just a little bit. 3rd and 13.
As Patton rolls out to his left. Gonna throw looking for McLemore, and he comes down with it. Fantastic.
When all
catch.
else fails, find number 8.
And great toe tap from Ethan McLemore.
When all else fails, find number 8.
Huge gain for the Athenians. Hope that can
That'll be
really revive that offense.
21-yard completion, and that's McLemore's first catch. Maybe that'll get maybe McLemore into more of a rhythm here.
Or he'll put McLemore even farther out of a rhythm.
Okay, that's a good
with
run.
even more double teaming as Heights gets about 5 on the run.
It's a good run.
One of the better runs of the day for the Athenians.
It is
this
actually
one goes
the
positive.
longest run.
This one actually goes positive, which many have not
Yeah, 5 yards is the longest run of the day.
And 5 for your Athenians.
for the Athenians.
And this is where you've got to get good plays on first down to kind of set yourself up in these second and manageable. They're going to go
Another
right
run,
back to
great
him.
blocking for Heights, but
Got
great tackle
probably 3.
from Chase Denton.
Brandon Height
Brings him
2 or
down.
3.
for the Athenians.
They're going to give him 2.
About 2, so a 3rd and 3, the Athenians. I do imagine we're at 4 down territory.
You're just well, since you're only at 3 yards, I would imagine so. Let's see what the Athenians draw up here.
For a quick pass to Manette. Again, in that slot, nobody on him I mean, all the focus on McLemore, which
right.
is obvious as, we saw a few plays ago when he came down with that great 21-yard grab.
7-yard catch from Manette, his 3rd of the game, and the Athenians' 5th first down. And once again, Crawfordsville starting to looks like they're putting a drive together and false start.
That'd be a false start, I believe, on number 60, Keegan Kokel, the left tackle for the Athenians.
Yeah, it was on that left side.
Just went a little early. Lake Patton trying to get the defense to jump. Ended up getting his own team.
Another update, it is all Mounties, and they'll have a running clock.
And Patton is just stopped in the backfield. Looking, I believe that was a read option, and it goes for about -3 yards.
Let's see what they...
66, Greg Kane on the tackle for the Warriors.
As they will mark it.
Yeah, loss of 3. Yep.
Loss of 3. 2nd and 18 for the Athenians on the 44-yard line.
35-0 Mounties.
Another quick pass to Manette, but low, and Manette cannot haul it in.
Yeah, South is all over Frankfurt.
Patton's passes have just been a bit off the mark for a lot of today.
Pass intended for
Not
falls incomplete.
Not really terrible overthrows, just a bit too far of leading, a bit behind, a bit low, even a bit high on some of them. As 3rd and 18, maybe Ethan McLemore can show a little bit of magic again for the Athenians.
It wouldn't surprise me if they just chuck it up to him.
Patton rolls the opposite way. Doesn't have much, just gonna throw it out of bounds
He
to avoid the sack.
Patton had a little more time and wasn't rolling. You had
Pass incomplete.
Shroud open, who probably could have walked in for a touchdown, but hard to make that throw when Shroud was the deepest receiver and you were running.
For your Athenians.
As Athenians will punt, with it being a 4th and 18. Leap again, and it is full wide of returning. Maybe Leap with another good punt can pin him deep.
And we're going to have a false start. Another
It will
one.
be a false start as the Athenians just making their job a bit more difficult. Another nice punt from
That is a
Leap.
very nice punt.
Keep Rolling. So that'll go to the 24-yard line of Danville. One thing the Athenians have done well is Jade Leap has punted well.
It'll be 1st and 10 Warriors of the 24.
We'll see if the Warriors just keep their ground and pound strategy that was so efficient on the last drive. Their quarterback going 1 and 4, 1 for 4.
I would imagine so.
Be a short pass, broken up by McLemore, as they will call it a fumble.
Lateral.
Oh, lateral.
McLemore broke up the lateral.
Okay.
McLemore starts celebrating.
That
Doing
is why you play to the whistle right there.
doing the infamous defensive back incomplete signal, and ball was still in play.
11 for the Warriors.
So it's a loss of 1.
So still a positive for the Athenians, as they does move them back. McLemore almost able to catch that and bring that to the house. As Wooen, another great run, gets about 10 on the play. There's a penalty,
Penalty flag on the play.
late penalty. It's looking like it's on the offensive side. Unsportsmanlike conduct
Okay.
on the Warriors.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Warriors.
So that's going to back him up.
That is a
15,
15-yard
yep.
penalty. Now, does that count towards the down as well, or would that still be a second down?
Unsportsmanlikes are usually.
Yeah, they're calling a third down.
Second and 15 for the Warriors.
It's third down.
Yep, it's third and.
Third and 15?
Yeah, third and 15.
Say throw.
And they get just the penalty yards back.
That was caught by Carter Pruitt.
So 15.
Yep, and it is in fact fourth down. So the scoreboard had it marked a third down. It looked like it confused the Warriors as well.
11 for the Warriors.
Caden Collins punting. And it's McLemore. Last time the Warriors punted, we saw Collins kind of roll out to his right. This time it will be a straight punt to McLemore. He'll just call for the fair catch. He'll bring it down at the Athenian 41-yard line. 5:40 left in play in this half.
Received by Emack. It'll be first and 10.
Lebanon has gone back up 14-8 over the Chargers.
Motion from Manette. Be a run to Heights. Which is another loss of 2 yards. And this Athenian run game hasn't gone anywhere. Probably with all of their yards, probably at about negative almost total yards.
They're
Bring up a second and 12 for Crawfordsville.
14-8 Lebanon over now North Montgomery. And yeah, you're right, -8, -11, 15. Yeah, I think Crawford don't have official tallies, but I believe Crawford does have negative rushing yards. And Coach Clark wants a timeout.
Timeout, Crawfordsville.
The second and 12, 5:05 left in the half. Coach Clark elected to use his second timeout. Danville hasn't even used a single one. Maybe saving theirs if they get the ball back. Maybe trying to put on some more points before going into the half.
Yeah, and it is worth noting that Crawford does get the ball to start the second half. And it is still 14-12. Tri-West and Western Boone. And last update I heard from over in Newmarket, the Mounties were all over Frankfort 35-0. Had a feeling that the Mounties would be playing a little extra motivated coming off the county loss last week. North Montgomery. Crawfordsville will make the trip to Southmont next week in the Athenians' first county matchup of the year.
I believe that might be the South homecoming
It is.
game. And then the Athenians have their homecoming game the week after.
South and North have
That's North.
homecomings next week. North is home against Western Boone.
As Patton looks deep and is picked off by Chase Denton. Looked for McLemore, but double covered.
You just have to loft that.
Patton's pass. Picked off by number 5, Chase Denton for the Warriors.
That'll be his third interception
Patton
of the half.
Yeah, and you're just asking a lot of your defense
And
because now Danville's getting the ball once again to the 36.
And Lebanon strikes again, 21-8 over the Chargers.
Yep, that's 14 points in quick succession. Wow.
And Ward
Are they going to say he got both feet in? No, incomplete.
Wade able to break the sack
My goodness.
from number 80, which I believe is Ryder Cummings.
Hayden Collins. Incomplete.
Cummings had a free lane
Yeah.
to the quarterback, but Ward did a great job of escaping the sack.
Yeah, Ward is 5'11". Only 155 though. And here, Wooten.
Moving a run for about six or seven.
Tackled by number 1, Daniel Circus for your Athenians. Ball carrier was number 21, Colton Mosley for the Warriors.
That was Colton Mosley who ran the ball.
Brings up a 3rd
Athenians.
and 4 for Danville.
Mosley's first carry. Now that's 5 different Warriors who have ran the football. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first half. Wooten again. Going to have the first down.
Corporal on the tackle for your Athenians. #21, Colton Mosley on the carry for the Warriors.
Danville again just beating down the Athenians on the ground.
Yep, and it's
3:45 left. Yeah,
Good
run, but
tackle.
stopped in the backfield.
Ashton Wilson in the backfield.
Ashton
for
Wilson.
the Athenians.
Be about no gain.
They might give him a little bit of a loss on that. Oh, no, they didn't. Okay. I lied. That's why you don't listen to me. Oh, no.
Brings up a 2nd and 11 for the Warriors.
Loss of 1.
Ball is spotted very close to the marks for the first downs. Chains. Be another pass,
Wide open.
and Collins wide open for another Warrior touchdown.
To number 12, Hayden.
And Ward again, I believe that is the second completion of what I can recall. And that'll be a second touchdown of the game.
Yep, goes for 35 yards.
Just wide open. It's Collins.
And barring this extra point, which is up and good, 28-0 in favor of the Warriors.
Danville
Dylan Simmons goes 4 for 4 on PATs. 3:02. Athenians do have an opportunity to score before the half. Maybe try to get any bit of momentum as kind of all died down in the second quarter. A lot of big shifts in that first quarter. Athenians looking energized, but since the second quarter, it's just been run after run. They've just broken down the Athenian defense, and
Yeah, I mean, Danville has done a nice job of using the run to set up the pass. I mean, when you run, and then you can throw a play action in there, get probably the secondary to bite up a little bit, and that's
for your Athenians.
probably why Collins was wide
To
open.
kick off for the Warriors.
Simmons to kick off. Except this time we'll go into McLemore's hands. He does muff it. Could try bringing it back. Breaks through a few tackles.
Ethan McLemore on the return for your Athenians.
Yeah, they're going to spot it about the 22 and a half.
44 Cole Miller on the stop for the Warriors.
Let's call it
as we
23.
present Crawfordsville.
Yeah, about 2:55 left in this first half. Warriors 7 points away from the running clock.
Right.
Athenians just trying to survive and try to get the offensive momentum. Trying to put some points on the board. As Patton with the QB sneak, and once again we'll go for negative yards for about less than one, or a loss of one.
Yeah,
Get timeout from Danville.
yeah, Danville wants the ball back.
Tackle made by 74.
I think Coach Comer don't think he's used one at all
No, I don't believe
that
so
I
as
can
well.
recall. So Danville's able to get a stop here by using all three of their timeouts, or Crawfordsville, we know, would probably like to go to the air, and a couple incompletions. Danville could get the ball right back.
It's Patton with second and 11. We go short pass to Cummings. He gets about 5 on the play after a cutback.
Reiner Cummings.
Another timeout from the Warriors.
Yep, Danville wants the. You can. Coach Comer definitely says they want the ball back.
Frazier on the tackle for the Warriors.
Gain of 5. Just to go kind of reiterate how ineffective the Crawfordsville ground game is. That was Patton's 19th pass of the first half. On pace for 38 as of right now. I assume they'll probably go to the air here once again on fourth down, or on third down, excuse me.
3rd and 5. Athenians trying to get a first down. Pad rolls out. Looks for Manette, who's going to come down with it. And it'll be brought down about a yard short. Another timeout from Danville.
Tackle made by Eli Exline.
Yeah, don't.
4th and 1 for the Athenians.
Now, if you're,
Timeout, Danville.
I'm just throwing this out there. I know you'd give Danville prime scoring if you don't convert. If I'm Coach Clark, I go for it. You're down 28-0. You don't have a whole lot to lose.
Yeah, I mean,
I would personally go for it, but that's why I'm not a high school football coach.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a big risk reward. I mean, if you get it, then hopefully you can
keep the
stop the bleeding for the rest of the half.
Hopefully keep the ball out of Danville's hands a little longer.
Yeah, and you stop the bleeding, hoping that they don't score again. And if you don't get it, then there's a pretty high chance that Danville does bring it back.
Yeah, let's see what Coach Clark is.
He will keep the offense on the field.
Yep, and yeah, we might look for a little bit of a pooch punt, maybe, or try and Crawfordsville do a hard count to try and draw them off. And now we got a penalty against Crawfordsville. Illegal substitution. Well, it's a 5-yard penalty, and now we know what Crawfordsville's going to do.
I mean, I think the Athenians could not have made that
Yeah,
any bit more obvious than coming off of the field.
They were trying to keep things,
Penalty on the Athenians will bring up a 4th and 6.
maybe trying to do a little bit of trickery, and now you got to get the ball back.
As Leap, another low punt, hopefully getting a good bounce.
Takes
He
a
will get
pretty good bounce. Could have let it roll probably another couple yards. And kill some more clock in the process.
Yeah, we'll see what Danville does. I don't believe that they have 0 timeouts left. And I mean,
Coach Comer used all of them.
The thing that they've done most efficiently is running the ball, and with only 2 minutes left, it's going to be difficult.
Let's see where.
Apparently, the Athenians touched the ball at around 49-yard line. That's what they're
really?
saying.
Oh, wow, yeah. Okay. Okay, well, now Danville with a short field.
See what they'll do.
Oh.
But contacting doesn't really mess with the Danville running back. I believe that is Wooten. No, it's Mosley.
We've got another Crawfordsville injury.
Gain of 9 will bring up a 2nd and 1 for Danville.
Trying to see who that is.
Does look a bit like, no, never mind. It's a little bit like Pastore, but he is still on the sideline.
Yeah, Pastore sitting on the bench with crutches, so that unfortunately doesn't look good. And Caden Lark returned a punt for a touchdown right before halftime. Lebanon's really starting to extend its lead over North Montgomery. It's 28-8. Chargers would need a big second half.
So it is number 60, Keegan Kokel.
He looks to be okay, let's hope.
So he walks out the field with very little assistance. So it is about a 2nd and 1.
Yep, a 9-yard run from Mosley there. And if you're getting chunk plays in the ground game, you can still run the football, and that's what Danville's been able to do. I mean, but they're going to drop back and pass
Ward
here.
passing.
The freshman all day to throw.
And a
And
great
he's
pass.
got another first down. Trying to see who that was on the far side over there.
Ward's pass complete to number 44, Cole Miller.
It was number 44, Cole Miller, came down with the reception.
McLemore on the tackle for your Athenians.
Cole Miller has 3 receptions for 49 yards this whole season.
That was a gain of 20 right there.
So they're on the 20-yard line, 150 left. This will be another run. Mosley kicks out, and he will be taken out of bounds.
McLemore on the tackle for your Athenians.
And that'll be enough for another Danville first down as they're on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, now that you're inside the 10, a minute 42, you have the entire playbook open. I'd assume.
Athenians will take a timeout. So that'll be the last timeout of the half for both teams.
Timeout, Crawfordsville. Crawfordsville High School would like to thank the following sponsors for support of CHS Athletics. Taylor Burnett, Schneider, Clutter, Law Chrissy Hugler, Chevrolet, Town and Country Home Center, Crawfordsville Electric Light and Power, Applebee's Crawfordsville, Legacy Church, Puritan Water Conditioning, McAllen Insurance Group, Hendricks Regional Health, H&R Block, Edge Information Technology Solutions, Market Street Wealth Management Advisors, Rural Teams, Hoosier Heartland State Bank, Lakeside Book Company, Hearing Care Professionals, Bassett Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, Shop Small, Shop Handmade, Williams Tool and Machine, Acuity Brands Lighting, Midas of Crawfordsville, and Crawfordsville Workforce.
See what Danville has drawn up here at a first and goal.
First and goal. First and goal from the farthest position possible, but
Yeah,
how this offense has looked.
Yeah, he's
So a good spot. This will be a run to Mosley.
untouched.
And he will take it
Basically.
straight into the end zone
Touchdown, Danville.
as Danville, if they hit the PAT, will be up 35-0 in this first half. We will have a running clock in just a moment.
Into attempt the point after.
Yep, it doesn't matter if Crawfordsville scores in the second half, when we will have that running clock since we have reached that 35-point threshold.
And
Well,
it will
we're
be
not going to have a running clock just yet. It was,
No good.
I don't,
blocked, I believe.
yeah, I can't tell. I think Crawfordsville did get a piece of it.
The Athenians will receive the ball with 1:38 left in this first half. We'll see if they do try to extend it for points or if they're just going to go into the half.
138, no
Hoping to make an
timeouts. There's still time. I mean, there's so you've and with when you have a big play receiver like McLemore.
7th and 8th grade football players, please meet by the scoreboard. Bronco and McLemore back deep for your Athenians.
Bronco and McLemore again, the returners for the Athenians.
Yeah, and I imagine Danville's just going to pooch it deep. And they are.
He will, as McLemore will receive it at about his own 15. Brings up the left side.
About the 30.
It's about a 15-yard return.
I mean, I felt like I said this when Crawfordsville went for, or was about to go for it on the 4th and 1. You don't got a whole lot to lose. You at least try. Got it. And now if there was 10 seconds or something like that, Crawfordsville could take a knee. But a lot of things can happen in a minute 30.
Athenians definitely not kneeling yet, as they are not in the kneeling formation. This would be Heights, who actually does break through, gets about 3 on the run.
You've got to start going up tempo.
Number 11, Trey Ross for the Warriors. Gain of 3 will bring up a 2nd and 7 for your Athenians.
Gain of 3 for Heights. Crawfordsville just doesn't
Like determined to score.
seem to be taking too much time, but there's
Be another run to surface, and that gets blown up in the backfield. As they'll lose about
And
3 or 4, and
now you're going to have to run one more play if you're Crawfordsville.
Tackle by number 2, Porter Prather for the Warriors.
As the play clock is down to about 20 seconds, and we got about 30 on the game clock. Is this where you just tell McLemore to run a straight line and have Patton throw it as far as he can?
I kind of like that idea. Safety a little late to getting over there, but as he's looking straight in that direction, as he gets hit while it's thrown.
We might have a pick 6 here, or no. Okay, good job.
Brought down as
Pass intercepted by number 2, Luke Woolsey.
he is
now-
fourth interception of the game, and it looks like
Well, now if you're
they'll be
Danville,
kicking. Danville trying to go up 37 at the half.
let's see, be about a 37-yarder. 37-yard attempt. Let's see.
From Simmons.
Let's see if... And they botch the snap.
And that'll be
that's
the end of the half.
That's one way to end the half.
As Danville 34, Crawfordsville 0. And we will be back to for the rest of the second half in about 15 minutes. Welcome back from Crawfordsville High School. We are here for the second half of action between the Crawfordsville Athenians and the Danville Warriors. Warriors, first half, definitely got the best of the Athenians. So they're up 34-0, but the Athenians do get the ball to start the second half, trying to get any bit of momentum, trying to just put some points on the board.
Yeah, and it was a couple of, Danville had those. They had a chance, with an extra point blocked, and then they tried it out a missed field goal. Could have. We're not to the running clock yet. We're a point away, and Crawfordsville, no, they don't want that clock to start just yet. Have a lot of. They want to go down, and maybe you always hate getting shut out. So Crawfordsville is going to want to kind of put a scoring drive together. We can take a look at a couple of overall team stats. And as you would expect, most of them do favor the Danville Warriors. But we'll start with Crawfordsville. And James, you talked about how the running game has not been great for Crawfordsville tonight, and that shows in the numbers. 13 carries for -9 yards. They just haven't been able to establish any kind of ground game. Their longest run tonight, just 5 yards. And then through the air, haven't been much better. Caden Patton just 6 of 20 for 68 yards and crushing 4 interceptions in the first half. That's been the story. If it's one thing to go over and march deep down in enemy territory and kind of turn the ball over on downs, that's one thing. But when you give a team like Danville a short field, Danville doesn't need a short field to even go out and score. But Crawfordsville's defense has been tasked mighty heavily tonight. And just some stats for Danville. They have 324 yards just compared to Crawfordsville's 59, 188 on the ground, and 136 through the air.
And remind you that this is Danville's backup quarterback that has been playing. Not his cleanest performance, but he's put up 2 touchdowns. Does have an interception, not the best completion percentage, but
he's 4 of 8 for 80 yards. So and like I said, has that 1 interception, but touchdown passes of 21 and 35. He's got a completion of 20. For a freshman quarterback, if you're Coach Comer, when your starting quarterback goes down, and you say, all right, I'm going to ask him 4 of 8 for 80 yards. You probably want that interception back, but I'm sure Coach Comer is probably satisfied with that.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really realize that he's at 50%. Starting out, he was 1 for 4.
Right.
With an interception and a touchdown.
17, Jordan Strout on the return for
But definitely came out a bit better, as Strout was the one that got the return. Didn't really get any yardage, as the Athenians will start at their own 30-yard line.
And taking a look around the Sagamore Conference in terms of scores, Lebanon started to pull away from North Montgomery a little bit, 28-8 at halftime. Western Boone is up 14-12 over Tri-West in a key Sagamore Conference game, and Southmont all over Frankfort by a score of 42-0.
So start with a pitch out to Heights, and that again. That one loses about 6 or 7.
It's the story of the game. You just have not been able to run the football. Loss of 6.
We're at negative 15 on the day rushing. That's just definitely not what the Athenians would like to see.
No, and
their running game.
But like we said, it starts up front. Danville is much bigger. They're much more physical, and the stats just flat out show it.
As Patton's going to go to McLemore, low passes. Looking for McLemore's second reception of the game. He has truly just been neutralized.
Yeah, it's you. Danville has probably just had a corner on him and had a safety over top. And this is something Crawfordsville's going to have to get used to. Teams are going to do this against a talented wide receiver, against Ethan McLemore. And that shows how much respect opposing teams have for McLemore. It's not like they think he's a bad player or anything. They just want to make sure he doesn't beat them. And a penalty.
Right, another false start on the Athenians.
Crawfordsville's 5th penalty of the game, and they'll go
3rd and 22.
This might be another potentially just chuck it up to. I don't keep targets in my stat sheet, but probably just you got to maybe throw it up to your playmaker and see what happens.
I mean, a lot of those targets have actually ended up in interceptions. I know at least 2 of them. One of them where Patton threw more of a laser, and the other one was the last play on offense, which that one was a bit iffy with him getting hit. Coach Clark does elect to take first time out early in.
And it's a good time out by Coach Clark. I mean, you've got to really think about what you want to do, because you just don't have. You might have a couple, but you don't build your playbook around plays to get you 22 yards on 3rd down. And Patton, once again, has got to be smart with the football. If the play's not there, then might just have to bite the bullet and throw it away. Don't chuck it and risk your 5th interception of the ball game.
3rd and 22 on their own 18.
And
Motion from McLemore. He's going to throw a short screen to him.
they're going to say incomplete.
And the throw,
It was a
throw was
forward pass.
passed behind McLemore. Ball was thrown forward, but still ball behind McLemore. Not a great showing from the Athenians in the first half, as Leap will be punting from about their own 2-yard line. I mean, has punted well. Does a lot of low punts with a lot of good bounces so far. See if he continues that.
Yeah, and we've said it a couple times in the old adage in football is if your punter is having the best performance, oh my goodness, that's going to be a safety. Oh my goodness.
And that is the way that we will have the running clock. That snap, and Leap gets it, and there's no way he can punt that, and he tries evading pressure and is brought down in the end zone, as it is now 36-0. Danville leads.
And you're right, that will institute the running clock. At 11:05 here in the 3rd quarter. A night to forget for the Athenians. And, every team is going to go through kind of their tough stretches, especially Coach Clark. He's told me countless times when I've had a chance to talk with him, there's no easy games in the Sagamore Conference. Sagamore Conference is arguably, regardless of class, and in my personal opinion, and I know some people probably agree with it, one of the toughest conferences around. We have 2 teams ranked in the top 10 in Class 3A, both Tri-West and Western Boone. And Danville looks like they are obviously much better than they were a year ago. Then you throw in a team like Lebanon, who's taken it to North tonight.
And in North and South,
And
also
then
just not
North
bad.
North and South are very good teams. We saw that last week. So
Not as many great things to say as about Frankfurt, but
you have
we are in very similar boats to Frankfurt. So this Tanksley is going to bring it back, and
he's
got a lot of space down the right sideline. Takes it back to about the 32, 33-yard line.
Number 8, Tanksley on the return for the Warriors.
And I imagine now, which is the worst part of every game for me, we're going to start to see some subs.
1st and 10, Danville, the 32-yard line.
Looks like they're keeping
I
still their starters out.
for
Still
now.
Ward and Mosley. The backfield. As Mosley is going to take it to the left side.
Okay.
Brought down from Braden Heights.
Mosley on
Gets about
carry
2
for
on the carry.
Warriors.
2 on the run.
Number 40, Braden Heights for the Athenians.
And Mosley in that first half had 6 carries for 41 yards and a 10-yard touchdown.
Averaging about 7. Very efficient.
Yeah, Wooden at 10 for 85, Robinson 5 for 49, and Mosley 6 for 41.
This time Ward. Nobody.
Wide open. Wide open.
Looked like Grayson Wilson, I believe, number 9, who came down with that reception. Yeah.
You're right. A 30-yard.
Wilson also 6'2", except he is still a solid 165.
Yeah, I mean,
Danville is just taller. And
the good old adage is you can't teach height. I mean, 6'5", 6'3", 6'2", 6'7". That extra point is up and good.
will be good for Simmons. They extend the lead 43-0 over the Crawfordsville Athenians. I mean, right as that ball was snapped,
Yeah.
Wilson was off the line, and there was nobody near him. And Ward did a good job of setting his feet and making a good throw. He definitely had a little bit of room for error with nobody around, but still was able to make the throw.
And at this point for Crawfordsville, you're playing for pride. And you've also, usually what I kind of say in these type of games, you're also wanting to put in things that you want to see not only executed well in practice this week, or that you thought you might be able to get in, and it's a good chance to kind of run some of those plays to see how you might want to execute them, and then also start preparing for next week for a little bit, because it'll be a good old county rivalry against Southmont.
Cummings is the other returner alongside McLemore. Bronco not there anymore.
And there we go. We finally have the whistle from the official. Any day now, Danville. There we go.
Simmons can get deep, and it's Cummings. Gonna get it at his own 10. So he's gonna try to keep going laterally, and that's just not gonna work. And gets only 5 after running probably close to 20 yards. Gets about 5.
Nothing good usually ever comes of running left to right.
Other than Devin Hess, there's not many returners that can do anything like that.
Yeah, you just got to go straight up the middle and get the yards that you can. Because now Crawfordsville has got the ball on their own 15.
It's Patton. Quick pass to Wilson. He's going to break through some tackles. It's about 15, 16 on the play.
First down.
Yeah, 18-yard completion to Ashton Wilson. His first catch of the game.
Another quick one to Wilson. This time he again breaks some more tackles, gets about 8. 8 or 9.
These are the kind of plays we saw Crawfordsville execute in their first drive.
Yeah, and a lot of success from that.
I mean, just quick, when you're being outmatched physically up front, you've got to just get the ball out quick. And these last two plays, the Crawfordsville, and they're doing it right now.
Except Shroud does drop this pass.
Patton's pass incomplete.
Patton may have had McLemore as for one of the first times this game didn't have a defensive back press covering him.
3rd and 1 for your Athenians.
I will say this about Crawfordsville. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different players have caught a pass tonight.
As Heights gets the run,
Tries to
stiff arm, but
going
loses a
nowhere.
yard in the process, and that'll set for a 4th and 3. And offense is staying on the field.
Yeah, I mean, kind of the old adage of just go out there, see what you can do.
For your Athenians, a loss of 1 brings up a 4th and 2 for the Athenians.
And I'd go back to this quick pass. I mean, what we've seen work on this drive, and quarterback
And they're
keeper
gonna
by
go
Patton.
The keeper, and that will once again go for negative yardage. As the Warriors
Danville
will cover the ball, will take over the ball at the Athenian 40-yard line.
The last 4 times Patton has tried the quarterback keeper, he's lost yards. It worked well, I think, when
The first drive.
Yeah, the first when I don't know, I can't remember if they went for it on 4th or it was a very short yardage situation, 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1.
Yeah,
And
but
they got 2 yards out of it.
Yeah, got what they needed, but since then, running the ball just has not worked. So maybe a run to number 30.
Yeah, we got some new players in the game for
Mean
Danville.
Vu. Wins the ball.
And got number 1 in the
88 Carson Corwin was the ball carrier for the Warriors.
Drew Rector,
Gain of 4,
now in the game
6 Danville.
at quarterback.
Should be another run. Gets another solid 3.
47 Seth Dennison on the carry.
It was number 47, Seth Dennison, who got the carry.
Tackle made by number 8 Emac.
Gain of 3.
Brings up a 3rd and 3 for Danville.
3rd and 3 on the 33-yard line.
Yeah, 2 different runs by 2 different players. Imagine, I think that's 88 there in the backfield, but here's 33.
That is
I think that's 33. 30, no, 30, I'm sorry.
30, which is still
Vu.
Min Vu.
I hope we're pronouncing that correctly. Minhvu. I hope we're pronouncing the last name right.
This is the ball carrier.
Another gain of 4 for Vu on the play. Good tackle in the backfield.
So it was Drew Rector,
Seth Dennison on the carry.
who is now the quarterback
Russell on the tackle
for the Warriors.
Chargers do answer or get a touchdown in the 3rd quarter. Austin Sulk scores from 8 yards out. 35-16. Chargers still need some help if they're down 3 scores.
This time out to 88, and he is brought down in the backfield from McLemore. That is Carson Corwin.
88 Carson Corwin on the carry for Danville. Tackle for a loss.
That'll be a
by Ethan McLemore for the
3rd down?
I believe that was...
Yeah.
No, 3rd
Brings
down.
up a 3rd and 16.
Minus 6 on the play. And do have a final from Newmarket. Southmont defeats Frankfurt 42-6 to get back in the win column. As Mounties are 3-1 on the year, 1-1 in conference play.
You're done very early with that running clock rule. As the pass be over number 23's head. We do not have a name listed.
Pass intended for number 23, Andrew Smith.
It's Andrew Smith,
Incomplete.
who was the target, number 23. So this is a odd spot for the Warriors. Maybe we'd see a pooch punt here, but too far to kick and fairly close to punt, but definitely pretty far away to go for it on 4th down, but their offensive unit is still on the field on a 4th and 16.
Okay.
Throw by Rector.
Did
It'll be
Macklemore come?
incomplete.
He did not. Okay.
Definitely good that Macklemore does not catch that one, as they would lose
Right.
a lot of field positioning, but, I mean, more importantly, he has to make sure that the receiver doesn't come down with it. That may have been Corwin. Can't really see from our spot. It's the target.
We're already down to a minute. And
We have an injured
Injury.
Athenian,
now on the very far sideline on
and that might be
Grant.
Macklemore. It is Macklemore.
it looks like. Are they stretching him out for cramps?
Crawfordsville
They
Looks
are.
like cramps, yep.
Okay, so that's good news.
Definitely not great to have your star player off the field, but it is good that it is not. It is not a serious injury, and it's just the cramps.
Crawfordsville, the 35-yard line.
So the Athenians, while going through all of this, the Athenians will get the ball on their own 35-yard line. After getting the turnover on downs, as Macklemore is up. Macklemore does get off the field now. So I believe that is Patton, still at quarterback. Gonna roll it to his right. Looks for Wilson, but a low throw and would get maybe 2 yards even if it is completed.
Incomplete.
With the running clock, the Athenians may only have one play left in this third quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have to run one more play.
Is Patton.
Going to get.
Goes to Wilson, who it's the catch. It's about 5-6 on the play.
Will be the final play of the third quarter.
And after 3 quarters, Danville 43, Crawfordsville still 0. Athenians just looking not to get shut out, as never looks great on the resume.
Yeah, I mean, as I heard, playing for pride at this point. And how about Western Boone? They lead 21-12, 3:09 left in the third over Tri-West.
I believe, is Tri-West still ranked above Western Boone?
They... Hang on, let me check. I think Western Boone was, I think, 4th or 5th in 3A this week. God bless John Harrell and his beautiful website. Allows me to look that up really quick. Yeah, Western Boone, say it after this play.
Pass to Wilson, and he drops it, as it would have been enough for a first down.
Yeah, Western Boone in this week's coaches poll. I guess it really depends on which poll you look at. If we go by the coaches poll, Western Boone is 7th in 3A, Tri-West is 9th. If you go by the AP poll, Western Boone is 4th, and Tri-West is 10th. And the coaches poll, also, this Danville team is ranked 16th.
The pat on a 4th and 3, going to roll out to his left. Still not much to go. He's going to go for Manette. It'll be tipped out by number 17, Zane Reinhardt.
Deflected by number 17, Zane Reinhardt.
Yeah, Western Boone and Tri-West, I mean, definitely the top matchup. A lot of great matchups, I mean, this week, but definitely the lead matchup, and definitely living up to all the support for the game. Is it at Western Boone or is it at Tri-West?
It is at Western Boone.
Western Boone does have a great student section, so I definitely know a lot of support from Western Boone. So number 23, I believe it was Andrew Smith, picks up about 15.
Andrew Smith, the ball carrier for Danville. First and 10, Danville, the 25-yard line.
This will be another run from the Warriors.
I think that was Smith again.
Or it may have been Seth Dennison, 47. Can't really tell.
I hope Danville fans don't get mad at me if my box score is wrong.
There's a run from
That's
number 49, Dalton Hood. So he is taken out of bounds by Daniel Surface, I believe.
The ball carrier, Dalton Hood, for the Warriors.
Yeah, basically got down to the close to the goal line. We'll say at the 4, gain of 16.
Yeah, the Warriors basically just switching out running backs after about every single play.
Well, and they're also switching a lot of guys because JV game tomorrow did get canceled, so I know Danville did want to get a lot of their players in.
As Hood doesn't really get much.
No,
Doesn't really get anything at all.
Dalton Hood on carry once again.
Yeah, they're going to say no gain.
On the play.
So Crawfordsville is going to fall to 0-4. And 0-2 in the Sagamore Conference. And like we said, make the short trip to the southern part of the county next week for our county matchup against Southmont. Danville, it will improve to 3-1.
And they get the fun task of going at Tri-West.
We have
So So
I
there's
think
a
they said a fumble. Do we have a
is
fumble?
what some-
No, we don't. Or do we?
Oh, it is a fumble.
Fumble on the play.
Okay.
Athenians recover it, but at about the 1 yard line.
3 yards and a fumble lost. Okay.
Didn't really see who forced it, who recovered. Didn't really see much from that.
They're going to say it was Ashton Wilson.
Got the recovery.
Well, now if you're Crawfordsville,
You are at the
you are
backed up.
you are
and
at you are at the. Are they going to say the 2?
putting them on the two. And you are kind of in need to run the ball.
I get under center and I sneak this thing forward at least a couple yards.
But we know that the Indians haven't had a lot of,
Yeah.
have done well running the ball so far.
Yep.
And you are correct.
Just call me a coach. Not really.
As
and
Penn gets about 2.
just had to get some breathing room right there. Let's. Yeah, they did get Patton 2.
Patton on the keeper for the Athenians. A gain of 2 will bring up a 2nd and 8 for Crawfordsville.
That gives you some breathing room. Maybe a quick pass here.
Or they might try another run. But with how that's gone,
Somebody jumped. Crawfordsville
that will
did.
be a.
But
They'll back them straight back to where they were just at with half a distance.
Yep, but
They'll be back at the
be a
2 yard line.
2
once
yard
again.
penalty.
And I mean, they're probably going to want to QB sneak again, but at that point,
Ball start on the Athenians.
it will be a second, probably be at about a 3rd and 8. But truly, with where this game is at, I mean, it doesn't matter a whole lot of what the Athenians do in this situation. They're going to go quick pass, goes to Sam Manette, cuts out the outside, breaks a few tackles,
Okay.
and is spun around.
Patton's pass complete to Manette.
He gets about 11. Should be enough for a first down.
Tackle
And
by number 2,
yes, it will be.
Warriors.
Sam Manette's had a good game.
First down for your Athenians.
Salmon just kind of seems to be that slot receiver who just kind of has those short hitch. kinda
He has
hitch
had to
routes.
step up due to Danville's attention going strictly to McMorrow. He's got 5 catches for 11-22. That's 5 catches for 48 yards.
Be a run to Heights.
He might have gotten back to the line.
Does make it back to line of scrimmage. Sam Manette is the second leading receiver for the Athenians. Has 86 yards on the year, so he now has broken 100 in his 4th game.
Tackle made by number 52, Braxton Pierce for the Warriors.
I mean, he is about double of where his normal yards per game is at, with it being about 28.7. As Patton has to roll out, is just going to throw it out of bounds.
Wobbly duck pass.
Patton throws the ball out of bounds.
That is Patton's 31st pass attempt of the evening. Quick pass.
They pass to Manette.
Same exact play that got him the first down just a couple plays ago.
Pass complete to number 2, Sam Manette.
Except this one only goes for about 3 or 4.
Tackles made by number 30, Min Vu.
See you, Paul.
Brings up a 4th and 4 for your Athenians.
A 4th and 4 for the Athenians, and the offense stays on the field.
Yeah.
Maybe we see another hitch route from Manette. Not this time, but he will go for Manette, and that gets tipped up. Manette also playing a little bit of defensive back in that situation.
Patton's pass intended for Manette, broken up by number 26.
It looked like Maddox Ronco was kind of free down the field, but Patton probably did not see Ronco streaking down the field.
End of the third quarter, 21-12 Western Boone. They have the ball at the Tri-West 45. Let's see if
Be a run to Seth Dennison.
47, Seth Dennison.
He gets about 3 on the carry.
And still, last update I saw from North was 35-16. Still.
Another run this time to Hood once again. As he runs through, breaks a few tackles. That is enough for another first down as the Warriors are on the 9-yard line of the Athenians, trying to score one more time, maybe trying to break 50.
I don't think they will. I'd like to think they might knee it here. But nope, I'm wrong.
It's going to be a pitch to Smith. Goes for the left pylon, is stopped by Surface. Out of bounds. About the 1-yard line. I mean, it seems close to the point where maybe Danville would want to just punch it in. But,
yeah,
I mean, it truly doesn't really matter. They don't need to whatsoever, but they are.
I don't really see a point, but.
And they're in formation to go for it. So it'll be another run, and that'll be in for a touchdown. Danville will look to with the PAT to go up 50-0 over your Crawfordsville Athenians.
And Danville's going to have to.
And they're actually going to go for it.
They're going for 2.
Maybe just to rub more salt in the wound, or just get some players a bit more experience.
This is uncalled for, if you ask me, but.
They will run the ball again, and what a surprise. Danville will win the game 51-0 over your Crawfordsville Athenians. As we mentioned again, Athenians in action next week at Southmont. And the following week, there will be another broadcast against North Montgomery, which will be the Crawfordsville homecoming game. So I do thank you for joining us on this rough night, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's one you just gotta put behind you. I mean, Danville's a tough team, and it doesn't get any easier, and you don't probably need any extra motivation to get up for a county rival, but that's what Crawfordsville will have next week, like I said, when they take on South.